So, like, you're not here to please me, you're not here to serve me, and you're not here to make my life easier. So I'm confused as to why you're here.
So now listen to what women have to teach other women, because women just accept how it is, right? They have lost their oracle. There's no authority to govern them. There's no female authority to organize around, because they don't want to organize around me. And I've been there all the time. So then what they do now is just accepting that that's how they want it, and then they complain. And they complain over men that actually take revenge on women because they don't accept their own oracle, and so they feel that women deserve to be destroyed completely. Because if women cannot recognize, if they can recognize their oracle but don't want to be governed by their own oracle, then they would either be governed by powerful, rich men who wants to destroy women, and then they can cooperate on such a mission and such religions. They would rather do that, or than follow one woman that is, and pleasing one woman that is not governed by a big authority that all women in society respects, right? And that is because men, they think big. They think big. They think very big. They cannot obey a woman and feel secure in her company if there's not an oracle above her. And because women, they are competing too much and there's no oracle above her, she's not organized, she can compete with all other women. That's why they do their best to hold her down, belittle her, and cooperate about destroying her. And that's also why they become gay and satisfy each other, because they have no other way of feeling powerful in society. Because if you don't accept that there's an oracle that is connected to this life, and don't respect your female oracle man, and don't let her rule, then men can do nothing but destroy all women in this world, because they need to feel powerful with their sexuality, and their sexuality is very small, right? Very small compared to that of a woman, because she was never ever designed to govern a society. Man was not designed to do it, so he need to create his own artificial way of governing. And that is what men are doing nowadays. They have become a threat to females, and females accept it and trying to navigate in that kind of society simply because they don't want to give me any power in society to solve this matter.
Are you looking for unconditional love? Because I don't give unconditional love to men.
They have become cool, they have become hard, they have become, that they don't believe in love anymore from any man, so they have become abusers themselves.
Confused. That's how your energy needs to be, ladies. That is how you are supposed to be with men. That's how you're supposed to be, because they only see you.
They know that they cannot sit and talk about having loyal husbands that don't go to other women, because they already know that require to organize around my oracle, and that is the last thing they want to do. So men have no other way of punishing all women, and that's what they're doing, right?
Supply. They only see you as a service.
Men are not that stupid as you make them into. They're not that stupid. They know what's going on. They see what's going on.
Some, they're happy to pay for the service, and some are really cheap and they don't want to pay for the service. It's very savage. It sounds very transactional, because it is. It's very transactional to men. Everything here is seen as transactional to men. They don't care. The reason why it's transactional is because they don't actually have any genuine, true feelings for you. They don't.
They have, but they don't feel secure with a woman that is not governed from above, that don't have a religion that is governed by something bigger and powerful, more powerful than herself, right? And that's your only problem, actually. You don't let me rule, and that's why men cannot respect you.
Understand love. They don't understand themselves. They don't understand what they're doing. They are purely driven by their urges and their desires. That is it. That is it.
Yes, of course they are. And that's why we are not supposed to live so many women together in a society, because they can love whatever have two legs and a hole to put their dick into. They can love whatever have two eyes, a mouth, an ass, and a hole between their legs. That's how they were biological designed. And they were designed to not be too philosophical, not to express too much emotions. Give them an instrument and they will play beautiful on an instrument. But teach them, actually you cannot teach them anything, but if you were governed by my article, they will start to respect you, and then you can tell them we are organized around this article, and the rules are this and this and this. You are here to work for me. I'm one of the article's queens. I follow this religion, this authority in society, and that's why you can trust me now, and you can accept whomever come to my door and want to be part of my life and want to contribute to my society of men, that I easily can give pleasure, right? As a woman, she can easily give pleasure to all the men she wants. And as a woman, you have the capability to love more than one man. But the way our biological nature is, if you turn man and woman roles around, as it is today, a man cannot do those things. And why can a man not love more than one woman? Because he was not designed to love more than one woman. That is something cultural that he has been taught to do, right? And then he has made it into a game in order to destroy women's self-worth even further, also because he thinks that she deserves it. She's not organized. She's not in her true power. She don't obey any authority in society. And then that's why they give you all these fake philosophies, this fake religion, and try to blame you for your sexuality. They cannot respect women that are not governed, right? They are scared of women, of course. You would be scared too if you were a man in society and women were just living chaotic. Some of them were easy to convince to. Some of them was dressing up like hookers on the street, and others were accepting patriotic male religion where you have to wear a lot of clothes, and so all the chaos begins, because then the women pointing finger at each other, you're not supposed to work like that. But if a queen in her own society is alone with her man, then she can dress like that, isn't it so? But it doesn't make sense in a world like this. It only brings chaotic atmosphere, that some is dressing without much clothes and other is covering all their bodies, and both things can be incorporated in if we start to live as our biological nature suggests, as we were created by Mother Nature. Then a woman can cover her body when she's around her children, right? That is common sense. And when she's together with men of her society, Then she can take off her clothes and walk half naked or naked, as long as the children is not around. I think that must be the biological common sense of Mother Nature, to live like that, right? And then there should not be no other women around to make a chaotic atmosphere of very, very confusion about what to believe and what to think about the sexuality that we have as women, right? We were biologically constructed to rule, and we rule. The more bigger our sexuality is, the more wise we are, because wisdom is directly connected with the spiritual energy of life force. And we have been through all the reincarnations in life in order to graduate in life and become woman. So without an understanding of reincarnation and the acceptance of that there is a difference between men and women. Women have the big sexuality. It's not the men who are having the big sexuality. They have a very weak sexuality. That's also why you cannot teach a man to make love to your body so that you feel real pleasure, because he don't understand to make you into his religion, because he don't see any authority governing you to live that kind of religion, right? So you need me because I happen to be that oracle, ma'am, right? But you are in denial, and you want to be that oracle, ma'am, yourself. But there's no easy way to become that, and you cannot fake it. It's not something that can be faked. So the only way of bringing order is to start to organize around my oracle, and it will not be easy peasy. It requires a lot of strength, because now you have let our culture and our societies around the world go so far into the hell. And the longer you wait before you start to organize around my oracle, the more problems in society you will discover.
So while you're here thinking that this man's going to come in and save you, and oh my God, he loves me, he gave me a ring and he loves me. Give you a ring so that he can get access to your body 24/7, and he also gets free labor. That's it.
They turn it upside down as revenge, because all that they're doing is just to do what women are supposed to do. But when women do it, they do it in an organized way, as I described. Men, they organize about an artificial world with a fake religions in order to suppress women. And so I need to talk when you in the situation where people start to talk with each other, saying something about a problem, then I can easily explain everything, that because you don't live like I just described, then it creates exactly this problem. And that I can do with everything going on in society. I can say this is the reason. So actually I sit here as Kiwi, the key to the we, but you don't want to accept it.
And on top of that, he doesn't love you. Because most of these men are married to women and they don't even love them. They've been married for 10, 20 years and they don't even love their women. And they don't.
Men, they love their mom, and their mom only, right? They love their mom, and the mom often want to take revenge on all women, because she is also powerless in society. No matter how much power and money she has, she's still powerless in regard to not being able to govern a lot of men in a village, and not have any women to interfere with that kind of harmonious lifestyle.
Don't even love their wives.
They are not being taught from in their childhood. Men are not being brought up in a society with only one queen. If they were brought up in a society with only one queen, this kind of way of thinking and feeling would be natural for them. and there will be no confusion about politics. There will be no wars between different kinds of fake religions. There will only be the religion to follow their queen, and the queen would feel safe, the man would feel safe, because there's my oracle to govern and supervise. Isn't it so?
Because they don't even understand what love is. I met a guy recently.
They understand what love is, but it's also very difficult in a world where everything has been turned upside down. Love is not possible. Love is not made possible. And again, the reason is that you're not respecting my oracle. That is why love is impossible to gain in a world like this.
I swear to God, he is like the definition of what we're talking about right
It's
now.
actually very, very hard to be a man nowadays, and it's also very hard to be a woman. But I think it's really, really hard for men because they have not even graduated life, and we expect, we stress them with a lot of fake history and fake religions and fake this and fake that, and it's actually very hard for a man. He suffers as much as women do. But women have decided to suffer themselves, isn't it so? Women can easily stop the suffering by choosing their oracle as religion, right? Organize around their oracle mam kiwi as their religion, and say no to the man for a period of time until they understand that now the world is ruled by my oracle and not by fake religions and fake politicians and fake democracies and fake this and fake that. It's about woman and it's about her children. And who is the father to those children is Wu Shou Wei. It doesn't matter. It's ridiculous to even think about who is the father of the children, right? But it's very important to know who is the mother, right? Because in such a society, all the men obey the rules of the mother, and the mother is the educator of all the children of such society. There should be no interference from the men when a queen woman is educating her children. And they can feel safe about her education because her education will be following my oracle, right? Everybody will feel safe if there is a center of administration, one person that nobody can corrupt. That I have already proven that nobody can corrupt me. Right? One that understands the chaotic, one that have been harmed through all my life by this chaotic world. So I understand all the aspects of this kind of world, this kind of society where everything has been turned upside down in order to destroy humanity.
Like, he is the epitome of what I'm explaining to you guys right now. This man was only interested in a woman's body and cooking and cleaning. And
that there is no man that is truly interested in a woman's body. Men, they have never been taught about woman's body, and they don't know much about a woman's body. They are young souls, and they have to be reincarnated many, many, many times, if not hundreds and thousands and millions of times, before Mother Nature allowed them to become woman. Because it's very valuable to be a woman, isn't it so? She's the life giver. So Mother Nature don't give her the big sexuality before she's ready to become woman. So a woman originally was a man being reborn many, 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 many times until he have had so many. Every time he die, he don't lose his sexuality. He carry that sexuality from that past life into the new life. And he gain more and more sexuality as he go through the reincarnations. If he behave bad, which he is doing nowadays, he behave very bad, then he will lose more and more of his sexuality. And of course, he will become gay because only men can satisfy men. No man can satisfy one woman. And since everybody is being taught that they have to satisfy one woman or even more, right? And they cannot even satisfy one woman, but because they were taught all that shit, then we have all the problems in this world.
He thought that I was dumb, and I didn't realize what he was seeking. I knew instantly what this guy was looking for. He had no intention of getting to know me. He didn't care about my mind. He didn't care about who I was, my dreams, like my goals, my aspirations, like who I am as
They become gays because it's more easy to avoid women and then just be friends with them and then avoid their sexuality, because that's a sexuality that they cannot satisfy one man alone. And because they don't want to gather all their brothers trusting in one woman, they don't dare to do that. Woman is not organized, then they don't feel secure, so they will never do it. And then it is more easy to become gay and get... also because society is indoctrinating people with equality as how to translate as equality as something that is good, right? And so it's easier to be with somebody who have a sexuality that is equal to his own. And then again, among the gays, you have the problem, you have to find somebody who have the exactly same level of sexuality in order to feel that this is the perfect life for him. It couldn't be more perfect than that, right? Because he can only choose to become gay together with another man with the same level of sexuality, or he can choose to be Satanist and bloody evil towards women and follow that organization that punish women. And it has become an unwritten rule among men. It is a occult thing, but it's an unwritten rule in society that women have to be suppressed. And they have many ways to do it. And here in Africa, people are very, very artistic, right? And they accept each other's uniqueness in this society, which is a very, very good thing about this society. But in regard to this problem, it's a very, very dangerous thing, because the men have each their unique way of suppressing the women, and they are so good at it, so very good at it in a society like this. So the more freedom you give men to be unique and express this evilness in a unique way, the bigger, and that is why you see that the black society is getting stronger and stronger. They are pretending that they are the victims in society, but they are actually getting stronger and stronger because their men have more possibilities to hurt their women, because they are not being taught to be in a certain way. You have to be like this. They are allowed to be much more unique than we are allowing each other to be in the Western world among white people, right? So they have a benefit. They also have a benefit because the black people, the black men are using, also the black women are convinced to use this kind of narcissistic war tactic against whites that is actually destroying their self-consciousness so much that there is only the solution to either join the blacks and call themselves black, right? Which they still not are, and then become like betrayers of white people. But there's only that solution if they want to survive in society like this. And then they have only one solution to become Muslim, because Muslim is that religion that is suppressing women the most. And that's why you see that Denmark is becoming Muslim, that Britain is becoming Muslim, and that black people are allowed to move to those places nowadays, right?
Women, what I was like when I was a child, he didn't care about that stuff. No. Every question he asked me was to do with food and cleaning. Do you cook?
The men, they're not supposed to talk about deep subjects. Deep subjects we can talk with each other as queens about. They are not ready for talking about those subjects. That is the subjects that ruling queens of a society can discuss when they visit each other, right? And when they visit each other, they have to respect their other the other village, the other queen. Respect her, dress nicely, cover their bodies, and not go into their Garden of Eden, where all their men are working on the gardening project, or she's not allowed to go out on the sea and meet with any of them. She just have to visit this queen and then discuss matters, right? And everything being discussed has to be in accordance with common sense, that is not self-destructive and not making any chaotic within this way of living.
Do you clean? Can you make this? Can you make this? What?
Women are not supposed to clean. Women are not supposed to cook and do all those things for men. Men are supposed to do it for women. And men are supposed to teamwork on doing so that all the time women can govern and figure out where should they what should they develop this technology, what should they use this technology for, how should she raise her children, how should they, what command should she give them, what order should she give her people, and then also have time to listen to my article and seek guidance, right?
What about this? Do you know how to make this? What about this? Have you ever cooked this? Every conversation.
Men, they're young souls, so that they like a secure society where they just have, where there's no confusion, and they just have to take order, right? They just have to take order, and then they will do, and they are very, very, very good at team working. And they are also very, very good to each other. They know how to make good friends, right? They know how to make good friends much better than women, because women nowadays is not respecting my article, so nobody can really be friends with each other. There's always one woman above the other woman trying to control her in such a society like this.
Lean towards cooking and cleaning and labor. Free labor. Yes, this man's back was hurting.
Women cannot respect each other when there's not my article to govern, and men cannot respect women when there's not my article to govern. And that's how it is. It's very natural. It's very common sense.
Because he'd been single for a while, and he had to look after himself. Get the violins out.
And then you also blame men for they run to their mother. They would rather stay with their mother than listen to all this blaming, and it also makes sense. If I was a man in this kind of society without organized female society of queens that obey the article, I would also be afraid of women and run to my mother, who gave birth to me, so she must know better than my cruel boss or my wife that is blaming me for this and blaming me for that, right?
Violins out. This man had to actually had to take care of himself. He had to cook. Oh my God, he had to cook for himself. He had to clean.
Listen, women are responsible for the chaotic world. That men has become evil is the female race responsibility, because we allowed it to happen. You became weak, you became jealous, you became disobedient, right? So the story with the Garden of Eden is supposedly true. You disobeyed my article and you gave the man the allowance to be above you and speak and rule, right? And they're not ready for such a responsibility. They are not graduated by life itself. You are stressing them, you are slow killing them. As much as they now take revenge and slow kill everybody in society, and especially women, because now they can just make biological robots and get their babies made in a robot, isn't it so?
This man was complaining about the fact that he had to cook and clean. That's
Of course, I would also complain as a man if I didn't have a whole team with men I could chat with. I would have nothing to chat with a woman about because my sexuality will be small. My confusion about society would be big. So I would not feel comfortable walking around in her home. She's not governed by anybody, and then I clean for her, and then I cook for her, and she's doing what?
Telling you this.
Complaining about me because I'm only one working force. I'm not a whole village of workers, which she deserves, isn't it so? So, who made these religions for us? Who made these destroying ways of living together? Who divided us? It doesn't matter because we have the responsibility to use our common sense and get ourselves out of this chaos, isn't it so? So no matter if it's aliens manipulating with us from the start of, and no matter who it is, don't blame our biological bodies as they are now. And don't give the honor to the aliens that they created us, they confused us, we are supposed to be equal, we are supposed to be this and that, we are supposed to be both male and female in one body. No. Now accept how our bodies is created by Mother Nature. Understand this is what Mother Nature created us like this. Understand there is reincarnation, the soul is eternal, it is traveling throughout many bodies and is eternal and is supposed to stay here, not supposed to destroy this place or never to come back to this place, or follow a religion where it's allowed to say, I kill all other people of all other religion if you don't follow my religion. That is not a good way. This beautiful world is supposed to be beautiful, harmonious place, wonderful place to live in. But you, the people, have made it into something that looks nothing like a paradise. Isn't it so? We still have beautiful places like here in Tanzania with beautiful nature. Here we still have flowers and honeybees, and we still have many things that is much better than in Western society, that Western society has forgotten about, that is in lack of. But we don't have beautiful relationships. We don't have peace and order. We have silent women who don't dare to say anything in society. We have men who are controlling society, who are belittling them, who are making them cry every day and make them turn into bitches that suppress each other. That we have, right?
Because there are men out there who want to scam you.
So we need to understand if we are self-destructive, if we are allowed to do whatever we want to do in this life and have a religion that say the more pain we give other people, then we are most likely going to heaven, because the real life is not here, is in another world after death. That is a self-destructive way of thinking. That is just throwing this beautiful biological piece of art It's a piece of art. Every flower, every human being, every animal, everything, the sky, the sun, and the moon is a piece of artwork that now we say, oh, it's of less value. Look at female sexuality. They are to blame for everything because they gave birth to this life. Oh, my soul don't want to belong here in this confused world. I want to go back to life force. And life force is certainly not woman herself who is giving birth, but life force is suddenly something that is not sexual, sitting up on a cloud, dressed in white. And you know what white color is doing to our mentality? It's erasing our personality. It's erasing everything that we were supposed to be. And then we can be programmed to whatever.
They want to use you for your body and your free labor. That is it. That is all you are to them. They don't
Yes, because women cannot be respected anymore, so that is why they are thinking abuse women. That's the only thing to do.
care about you. They don't care about your dreams. They don't care about your goals. They don't care about what you have to
Make jokes about her, laugh about her, they are also many times telling in their own satanistic language that women are everything, that women are above them, not beneath them, right? They know deep down inside a woman's worth, and they are saying so much in between the lines when they speak, right? They might not have much common sense, but they have an inner knowing what woman is worth, what woman is supposed to be. And they become haters of women when they see that women do not step into their true power. They do not step into their true power, and they envy other women who is in their power, who is truthful, who is ready to govern, and then they belittle her, right? And that they don't tell me that most of them don't know who I am. When I was born, you don't think they knew who I was. They knew. So they know where souls are reborn, and it's not a coincidence that I was reborn in the family in Denmark that I was reborn into. It was all part of the plan to destroy your oracle. Because when we look at history, it's been a long time since there was an oracle governing, and we have no historical records of the society model that I'm now describing, but that is very, very easy to understand is the only way to create a peaceful world, isn't it so? You were manipulated into think otherwise.
say what you think about things. They don't want to hear your view or opinion on things. No. You just need somebody to take care of them. And they grow up being told that women...
Men are there to work for women. Give their female queen massage, have sex rituals with her, not to interfere with the children, maybe teach the children how to go to the sea and catch a fish, maybe teach the children some skills, right? But the real education is for the female to educate her males how to serve his future queen and how to be good to a woman. That is the mother's job, to educate him. And there's no sex involved, right? Just educate him with the word, with her words. And then there's many things that men can do. Bring food home every day. Go into a garden and make a perma-ecological garden. As a teamwork, they would be happy because they spend more time with other fellow beings. And they have to listen to less nonsense in society that is not stressing them anymore. They have to work maybe only 4 hours a day, not more. They have much more time for their queen because they don't have to work as much as they have to work nowadays. They have to work 42 or 50 hours or 60 hours a week because the females know their worth suddenly, and then they want a diamond ring, and then they want a golden palace to live in, and then they want a sports car, and then they want this and that. They feel superior, but they have forgotten one thing. They have forgotten that one man is not supposed to do all that. He's supposed to do it in a teamwork. They have also forgotten their oracle. They have no authority above them, so the man can turn against her at any point he wants. At any point he wants, so she is still suppressed. She have to obey him. If she cannot say anything, her true opinion about him. If he's unfair, he can be unfair. Because what? He can take all, destroy all for her one day if she don't obey him as the king that he's not. Men cannot be kings, but women can be queens, and that's how it is.
I'm gonna take care of them. That's why, as a woman, when you start to get sick,
Men are going to school here on earth, but because everything has been turned upside down, so there is chaos.
and you have no energy, a man is going to replace you. Yeah, he's not gonna hold your hand and sit there with you.
Men replace women, strong women, good women. The more you love a man, the more he will run, because he will run to a woman that is less capable of loving him. Right? Because he don't teamwork with his brothers in order to love him. You don't have that possibility without my oracle, isn't it so? He can't trust a woman. So then the only thing he have to do is run to another woman in order to hurt the woman that is not governed by my oracle. There's only one way to choose to hurt that woman and suppress that woman, right? There is no perfect women in this world that can rule this world. But there is a chance that I can rule this world and be your oracle man, because it's a feeling within the heart that I've had for a very long time, right? Since my birth, the way I'm thinking, the way I'm feeling, the way I analyze my surroundings, and the way you treat me says it all. The way you treat me with ignorance says it all. And there are many, many things as an oracle I cannot explain for you, but I think that you know very well, and maybe you are better to put words on it, what it is about me that you are trying to destroy. Why are you trying to destroy my opportunity in life? If not because you recognize my oracle? So you recognize my oracle, and the next thing will be to obey to that authority and accept there is something above you in flesh and blood. Start to respect that, obey that as your authority, and then you will see you have more opportunities suddenly in life than you ever had. You just dare to be the first one obeying my oracle, and then more and more people will start to obey my oracle. Isn't it so? But to be the first one can be very scary. But it requires a hero to be the first one, to be loyal to me and not try to put me under. I'm not here to stand under anything or anybody, not even a universal council, right? Not even some kind of aliens, because my oracle is a Mother Nature oracle and is above. So it has to become religion so that you can organize, so that you can step into your true power, so you can have all the men that your sexuality is designed to have, so that you can feel pleasure and feel satisfied and raise your children in peace, right? So that we have no fake religions, no wars, no killings of babies, no drinking their blood, no punishing babies and drinking their blood, killing a whole people because of their religion or because of a territory. We will not kill for a territory anymore, because we will respect each other's territory. If you go to another village and you know that is the neighbor village is your own flesh and blood daughter who lives there, and rule her city, you will try to conquer that city? No, you won't. And that's how we are supposed to organize life. And don't tell me that we are trapped inside this world and that this world that's the next problem, that you are being convinced that the earth is spinning around the sun and it's in a scary dark room out there. So because you have that limited belief system and you don't understand the world is flat and stretching endlessly in all directions, there's enough land out there for us to multiply, because you have this limited belief that we cannot multiply as much as we want, and that a woman is supposed to be finished and worth nothing after the age of 40 and can never produce new eggs anymore. Listen, under my governance, female will be able to live thousands of years, and females will not be slow killed. Females will be able to have children as long as they want to, right?
Be patient and give you unconditional love. No, he's going to replace.
And everything that they say is not possible for women, I will make possible. I will. If the research team don't do their research sufficient good enough, then I would take education, be a researcher myself, and sit and do all that stuff and find out why are they lying to me about women. Because woman is not supposed to stop having children. That is a disease. That is really a disease.
Because you are no longer providing a service. You are no longer useful to him. Wake up, smell the coffee. These men do not care about you. They never will. You need to care about yourself. You need to care about your children. You need to invest in yourself. Every woman's self-esteem needs to be high. You need to have things that fulfill you in life. You need different sources of happiness, because if you don't have different sources of happiness in your life, you are always going to rely on a man to make you happy. Men can't even make themselves happy. They're constantly chasing a feeling and constantly chasing a high. And you want him to make you happy when he's at war with himself.
He will have that high, but you teach him, you give him so much pressure, and that's also why he need to go for that high all the time, because he have too much stress, and in order to reduce his stress in society, then he go for the high, right? He was supposed to give pleasure to women, but not he alone, as a team of worshippers.
Doesn't even understand how he feels as a person. He doesn't even know how to process his own emotions as a man. But yet you want him to be in tune with your emotions.
Men, they look up to authorities, and they look up to something very rich, very strong, very powerful in society. If you put your organ man down there and just hoping for her to die soon, get as many wrinkles as possible, right? Then of course men would try to kill you, slow kill you, punish you, because men are not that stupid as you think they are.